Well, hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back with the 20 books of 2022, still in Yarmouth. I'm literally going to finish the project here. We've only got a couple of books left to do. It's been absolutely great just switching off, reading books, doing book reviews, done a little bit of writing and just done nothing. It's been wonderful. Going back to some regular things. So anyway, this is a 22 books 2022 and also a bonus for the 41 years of Mills and Boon, because it's a Mills and Boon book. I managed to read another one this year. So okay, and it's god awful. It is god awful. Let me start. It's called The Princess's Secret Baby by Carol Martinelli. It's by a series called The Chatsfield. They're like this group of brothers who are all hoteliers. There's obviously a group of them, and yeah, this book came out in 2015, by the way. One of them actually is Maisie Yates, who she actually is a very, very good Mills and Boon writer. She wrote The Sheik's Desert Duty. Okay, so okay, The Princess's Secret Baby by Carol Marinelli. Okay, read the blurb. I hate this one. The Princess of Surhaadi is desperate to escape a life living in the shadows of her family's past. One misguided night of rebellion later, and Leila's world comes crashing down thanks to two little blue lies on the pregnancy test. When James Chatsfield, world-renowned bad boy and soon-to-be father, hears of the shocking news, he knows he needs to act and fast. He proposed to protect his heir, but will Leila ever believe he sees her more as than the mother of his child? Okay, right. So it opens in like this desert kingdom, okay, and Leila's having a bit of a rough time because her sister Jasmine died 16 years earlier. 16 years, and the family's never got over it, okay? She was wild and rebellious, and basically she died of a drug overdose, and her family's never been the same, and her mother just basically says to her, I wish it had been you and not Jasmine. Okay, right. But even though Leila's in her 20s, okay, she is the ultimate sacred unicorns, okay, right. This bit here. The music she made, because Leila is a musician, okay, she spoke of a young woman going off the rails. It spoke of drugs and drinks and hips that provocatively swayed as she danced with Anne's best friend at the time. The music spoke of things that even now Leila didn't properly understand for what she was. I was trying to be a good girl, yet tonight her fingers spoke of sex, forbidden fruits, and a young girl taking a dance with the devil himself. Okay? Because she's just playing her music. So she decides, she's like, has it out of her mum, and she decides to leave. So she grabs her passport, okay, books a first class ticket. I love that, first class ticket, okay. She's not going to live it rough, and books herself into this swanky little hotel, okay, right. And at the time, she has this box that's been there for 16 years, okay, because the leader, so Jasmine, her sister, stashed loads of stuff in her room, and so it's got like a bottle of the pill, okay, all contraceptives, yep, and a provocative dress and provocative bra, which she's never actually worn, but he decides to, in a fit rebellion, fly across the world, book herself into a first class hotel, and she goes down to the bar and meets James. Right. Okay. Okay. Right, this bit here, because this is flashing back, okay, because Leela picked up a packet of the tablets, and though naive and innocent, she knew it was the pill. She knew if you took it every day, you'd have sense about consequences. They've been in a box for 16 goddamn years. Okay? 16 years. She's an idiot. She's an absolute idiot. Okay? Right. So Lena goes out into this bar, and everyone's looking at her and appraising her, just for very, very uncomfortable. But then she sees James. James. For the first time in her life, Leela felt welcome when she walked into her room. A man at the bar turned around and his chocolate brown eyes met hers. For a brief second he startled, and then frowned as he was trying to place her, and then he smiled. Leela had never, not once, felt so welcome. Oh no, no, I felt so welcome. Yes, so they hook up, okay, and right, so they hook up, go back to her room, okay, for whatever, and this bit here, now James, okay, James actually is smart. James, okay, he has contraceptives. This is Leela, okay, right, this bit here, right. Then she stopped as she saw he was putting a sheath on. She knew a little and knew that she did not like that ugly pink thing. Take it off, Leila said. I'm on the pill. James stood there. He was the most careful of careful, but he's lost his head lost his head tonight. Okay? Right, so she tells him not to because she's on the pill, which is 16 years old. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay? So, but it turns out 3 months later, okay, now in that 3 months, right, James has been trying to get in contact with Leila. Okay, he has to leave because he's got a business meeting and then finds out who she is. He goes away, but he still wants to see her and meet up with her. He was sending her flowers, trying to get in contact with her. They never managed to, okay, so he's been trying, okay, he's been trying to just get in her life, okay, to meet up with her again, right? But she's an idiot and she's selfish and horrible, entitled and horrible to the servants. When someone walks in, okay, like a maid, she's like dismissed, okay? She's a horrible person. And the fact that she's living in a swanky hotel on her family money's dime, okay? But while she's been at this hotel, which has been there now for a couple of months, she's gone on spending sprees, okay? She's gone shopping, okay? Right. Right. But he really only finds out, okay, when Zan, her brother, beats the crap out of him in an alleyway because that's classy. He's a prince, by the way. He's an heir to a kingdom, and yet he's doing that. Hey, good and the fact no photographers were there, okay? No wonder she needed to escape, James thought, for Zan spoke of possession and dishonour, not just for Leila, but the royal family and his people. Right. It's very heavy burden to place on one woman's body, James responded to Zan's furious rant and got a hand around his throat as a reward for his words. But I had not stopped him speaking. I was not aware that the integrity of a nation rested upon your sister's maidenhead. This bit here, you have no place to comment on integrity, Zan said. Why is Emma turning leader some kind of victim here? She chose to sleep with James, okay? She made the stupid decision, okay, to say, I'm on the pill and I want to feel all of you that brought about this child. But everyone sees Leila as some kind of victim in this. Right. Right, this bit here, okay? Right. And in fact, James is actually quite a nice guy. Okay, he's trying to get in touch with her. This bit here. He sent more flowers the next day and the next, and that Lily still haven't responded to him. He came and called to Harrington, but that they were so discreet, combined with the fact she didn't even know her surname, and meant they were neither not confirmed nor deny she was staying there. Okay, yeah. So eventually, James tracks her down. Okay, James tracks her down, goes to the hotel, barges away, and has her out with her, and Lily just doesn't want to give him the time of day, acting like he's done something wrong. He has not. He is the innocent. Okay? Right. And James actually says some of the questions, okay, which everyone would under the circumstances. Right. Do you set out to get pregnant? Leila looked at him. No. I said no lies. James was doing his best not to shout. I am not lying. I will never choose this. I vomit all the time. Okay? But you told me you were on the pill. I was, Leila said. James, I did not set out to get pregnant. So what did you set out for? James asked. I ran away, and she looked at the man who had taken her heart that night she had run, and she hated him for walking out the next day. Okay, he walked out. We had a business meeting, and actually she thought at the time she was a reporter. Okay, and then later when he realised what it's not James's fault. Okay, Leila's horrible. Okay, there you go. But Leila's like, I'm gonna raise this baby all by myself, even though that I'm currently living in a hotel, and my family cut me off. I don't need you, James. Okay, right. She even says it, right. I don't need your help in this, James. It's not about what you need. It's about what the baby needs. Though I suggest you do need some help. I heard on the grapevine that your credit card has been stopped. I guess Mummy and Daddy are not amused by their daughter's behaviour. Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Right. But Leila actually has a job. Okay, she has actually found a job. She plays it's called a quanon. Okay, it's kind of like a harp. Okay, and she finds a restaurant which is a Middle Eastern restaurant, and where in Vale she sits there and plays for people, and she gets paid money and tips. Okay, so she's staying in a swanky hotel, getting paid in tips. Okay, which is how she's going to raise her child. Right. Now the tips were growing, and they had, after to consider working at night, Leila, too nervous to walk alone at night, had declined. Right. But From every day from 11 till 3, Leila played her beloved Quantum. They had been shocked at first. She'd been shocked at first by the pittance they paid her, but she was enjoying herself all the same. Oh yes, because that will help you as a child in New York. Okay? Right. But James still has it out of her, okay? Because he's determined not to be shut out of the narrative of his own child's life, which Leila is just saying, okay, well, we don't need you. We don't need you. Yes, you do, honey. Because he's a father and he has rights. James's rights, okay, really dismissed in this. He's the father of that child. He has rights too. Right. Okay. Right. I don't want... Okay. Right. Here we go. She shook her head. I don't want that anymore. I know that I have to be responsible for my baby. Well, guess what, James shouted. So do I. There was silence, just the sound of their breathing, and James told her how it would be. Leila, I'm not asking to be stuck with you for the rest of your life. I don't be stuck in a loveless marriage any more than you do. But I'm going to be there for my child. I'm not having him hand him over for some bloody access visits, or worse, you take him back to, what's it called? Surhaadi, okay? For nothing worse than a child in the country whose name he could only heard of yesterday and one he couldn't pronounce, okay? It's called Surhaadi, Leila shouted, but now thanks to you I'm not welcome there. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's because of her action she's not welcome there. Okay, her family are absolutely horrible people, okay? But she's blaming him for everything, okay? He's a horrible person, okay? But Leila's still determined with her tip money. I'm going to do this all by myself, okay? Right, just further along. She will prove that he did not have to marry her, Leila decided. Over the coming weeks, she will show James that she could take care of herself and the baby. Okay, until James comes into the room, okay, she has no idea, okay, about going for scans, everything that you need. She's 3 months pregnant, okay, but knows nothing actually about pregnancy. But, you know. But she complains about everything. She's horrible to the servants. She's dismissive. She complains, okay, about James's socks, okay, because she doesn't like them, okay. Right. But at the same time, okay, Leila is still a princess and she still acts like it. And the fact is, 1 minute she's like, oh, we don't need your help, James. We don't need help. I can do this all by myself, okay. And then she's this, because she's horrible, okay. Right. Where are you going to live? I will find somewhere. On your music money? Yes. What about when the baby gets here? I will still work. I will get a nanny. On your music money? Yes, Leila answered, but then thought for a moment. Though you could maybe buy me a house and a couple of servants, James checked, and Leila nodded. That would be very kind. Oh, so 1 minute she's like, I don't need your money, James. I'm going to raise this baby by myself on my tip money and get a sodded nanny. Okay, nannies, by the way, are awesome. Okay. But you might want to buy me a house with some servants. Okay? Yeah. Right. And later on, obviously, Leila finds that she's wrong, okay, because in her head, James wanted nothing more to do with her, and then finds out, okay, but the flowers he was sending every single day. Right. Because he brings it up. Why haven't I mentioned the flowers? Right. You sent me flowers, Leila found. You didn't get them, James checked, furious at the flowers and about to declare the Hazel roll in Leila's spoke. The floral deliveries that were delivered to my room, they were all from you. Hello, James said. Did you not read the cards? What cards? The cards that came with the flowers. Didn't you read them? Didn't you even notice them? The flowers at the palace get changed every day. I thought it was Dad. I told him I've not taken the old ones out. She was still frowning. Why would you send me flowers? To thank you for the night, to ask you to dinner, to ask you to please pick up the phone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so she all finds out. And the fact that she called to complain, okay, just show, obnoxious she is. Take away these lovely floral displays, okay, because they're not swapped every day. I hate this woman. I absolutely hate her. She's even horrible, okay, to James's family, okay, as well. When she finally meets them, okay, they're not like the best kind of people. There's a lot of tension and negativity going on within James's family, okay. It's all explained all like the Chatsfield, like, saga, okay. But at the same time, she's meeting them. She's pregnant with their grandchild. She's their future in-law, okay. You'll typically be on your best behaviour, okay. P's and Q's and all that fun stuff, okay. Right. But she still has to have a little digging, okay, because she's a princess. Okay, no, she actually has been kicked out of, but still, Okay? Right, this is about the food. Okay? Lee didn't mind her manners with his parents. Jane suppressed a smile when she called one of the maids over and asked her to reserve her meal, but this time without meat. She's vegetarian, Emily found. James, you could have warned us. Okay? I'm not a vegetarian, Ida said. It's not James's fault. I just don't like the way your cook prepared the meat tonight. So what, you've gone off at the chef? Oh, sorry, darling, not to your liking. Okay? Right. And the worst thing I hate about Leila, okay, is she sees, she just doesn't trust James. Even though he's done absolutely nothing wrong, that everyone in his life seems to become a threat. There is a colleague, okay, called Manu. Lovely. At this time, James is learning Arabic. She's one of his associates. She's a very, very smart, intelligent woman, okay? But because when he comes home with someone else's perfume on his body, she's got a very sensitive nose, as Leila. Okay, she can smell a woman's perfume. She thinks James is seeing someone else. Okay, now the fact that she's in New York at this point, okay, she's in Manhattan, yet does she see other women like you and me as kind of lesser in like the business world? Okay, because she comes, lesser women. Okay, lesser women. Okay, right. Okay, it's a bit here. Right. And the relationship goes hot and cold, okay? But this bit here, okay? Right, because Ida basically decides to leave and has it out, okay? Right. This bit here. This is Manu, right? Was she worth it? Actually, no, James said, and he caught her hand. It was Manu. I don't need her name, Ida said, and she crumbled because even in the darkest hour, he sat patiently beside her. You've been trying to help me so I can contact your brother. So I asked him to speak with your family. In a hotel room, Leila challenged. I heard you talking, I heard you laughing. In the business suite, okay? Manu's sitting part to the Harrington in case you go there, okay? Yeah, Manu has a business suite in the hotel, okay? Right, in his hotel. The sort of hotel room is a business suite where business takes place. But Leila thinks James is cheating on her, right? Because he sees her with other women. Manu, by the way, okay? This is why he's also learning Arabic to make her happy, okay? Oh, I hate her. But it ends with them getting married in Central Park, and they have a daughter and happy ever after. And as writing goes, okay, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. In a Mills and Boone, you need to kind of like root for the heroine. Lily's just horrible. She's a horrible, horrible, entitled person who's stupid. Okay. I mean, when she finds out, okay, by the way, the contraceptive pill was 16 years out of date. Okay, so everything that happened, everyone blaming James, okay, for what happened. Everything is Leila's fault. And it was still she blamed James. Oh, I don't need you. Oh, I hate this, okay? I actually hate this in Mills and Boone novels. When someone falls pregnant, okay, and then blames the guy, okay, when the onus is always on them, okay? The blame game in the Mills and Boone. Anyway, 20 books 2022 and a bonus 41 years of Mills and Boone, and I'm signing off here.